couple of days ago, I was watching a video on YouTube, YouTuber that I like, and for the millionth time, I heard this guy say, just like I've heard so many times before, in such a matter of fact, this is a fact type of way, you can't make money off of YouTube ad revenue alone. You gotta have the sponsorships, you gotta have the other things. Well, not me. My only job is YouTube, and I don't do sponsorships. I never have. I haven't done one over the many years I've done YouTube, which is pretty crazy. I feel like, or some people might think it's crazy. Actually, I've heard other YouTubers directly call me insane for not doing sponsorships many times. So in this video, I'm going to be explaining why I have never done a sponsorship, and will it change? Will it not? It's kind of a little bit more complicated. There's a lot of reasons why I don't do sponsorships. But before I get into it, let me just show you what I'm going to be eating today. I just need something to munch along with this video. I wasn't going to eat anything, but I decided to get 5 6-piece McNugs from McDonald's. We have all the sauces that they have. It's a measly selection, only 3 different kinds. We have Cajun, we have sweet chili, and we have sweet and sour. So I got 3 Cajun, and then 1 of each of the other 2. And let's just get into it. So yeah, I think I get this question a lot. What you got any other side hustles? Is YouTube your part-time thing? No, like I said, it's my real job. By the way, this cost me 18 bucks. Oh, they're good today. And yeah, I have never done one sponsorship. I always say it, I'm unsullied by sponsorship since 1989. I actually wasn't born in 1989. I was born in 1990, but Ernie, it's a shout out to EJ, you know what I mean? Really hitting the spot today. You might notice I have a business email if you go to my YouTube page, which I keep open. And so you might think, man, this guy's full of poo. You know, he's just lying. He's got this business email. He's obviously doing deals in the back end. I'm not. I keep it open. I took it down. It was down for many years. I created a new one just to see the offers. I always want to see what's open, just in case, you know, just to see what's up. And for the vast majority of the time that I've had a business email attached to my YouTube page, I got quite a few offers, and none of them I like. Let me just say that. I've never really gotten anything that intrigues me to the point where it's like, oh, I gotta do that. I would be really missing out. This is perfect for my channel. I think there's some reasons for that. I think since my audience is mostly from English-speaking countries, the majority America, we got UK, shout out. We got Australia, shout out. Canada, shout out. Philippines as well, sneaking in there. But the vast majority is from America. A lot of American brands are doing sponsorships relating to food and stuff that would actually make sense for my channel, but they don't want to send their products to me. I mean, can they even do that? Do they even have the systems in place to do that? Maybe not. And so maybe once every blue moon, I could come across something that's like, hey, that's kind of interesting, I guess. But then I don't want to just do this one and then wait another 4 months or 5 months or whatever year to get another one that I think is decent. Because then in my head, I'm like, well, I might as well just not do any at all, right? So the location, I think, is a thing. You know, there's a lot of Korean companies doing sponsorships for Korean YouTubers who have a Korean audience. And I think my Korean audience is very low on the list of countries. It's almost non-existent. But shout out to you if you're watching. Actually, this brings up a funny story. Just to be completely transparent, I have received money from a company It wasn't for a video though. It was from an English teaching company here in Korea. I forget the name of it. It was several years ago, and they offered me around $4,000 to use, just for the rights to use 10 of my videos as like online teaching material. So I don't, which is insane to me, but they wanted to use some of my videos to like, I don't know. They didn't really go into the details, but they're like, hey, we'll give you like $4,000. I'm like, all right, cool. I met up with them, and basically they just gave me like $4,000, and I didn't do anything. I didn't even have to supply the raw or the original files or anything. They just ripped it from the online, and so they could have done that, and I would have never known. But they reached out to me and like had these couple of meetings, and shout out to them. I think this was in the heyday of Korean YouTube. YouTube in Korea started pretty late. I'm rambling, sorry, but they were just throwing out money like candy. So I don't know, but shout out to that company, man. But it didn't affect, nothing changed on my channel. I didn't shout them out, I don't think, maybe. But it wasn't a sponsorship. They just paid so they could like use some of my videos, for their own teaching courses. If you want to learn English from me, probably not the place to go, but that's besides the point. So, another reason why I don't do sponsorships is that I'm not a businessman. I've come to realize that over my days and years. Maybe that could change, and maybe I'll have more of a business-oriented mind. But right now, I don't have that desire and drive to go all out to try to, send cold emails to different companies or restaurants or whatever and say, hey, and introduce myself, and hey, I'm looking to work with you. I'm not doing that either. So I'm not being proactive about it. It's not really in my DNA, or maybe it's in there, but it's like not in there right now. And when I do even get emails, like I've communicated with potential sponsorships, and I was just asking for insane amounts of money. And they're like, no, you're crazy. We can't do anything close to that. And I'm like, all right, fine. So I've like looked into it before. And we're on the same page. And this was probably for some kind of like Squarespace or something. Again, this is probably this is way back in the day, and I really haven't even looked at it since. But that was another thing. Obviously, I don't have the right negotiation skills. I don't know, and I don't, like, can I trust, is it from a legit, middleman or agency? Can I trust them? How do I get the money through PayPal? I could figure all this stuff out. I'm a bit lazy when it comes to that. I'm not, like I said, I'm just not out there grinding, really just trying to make all these business connections and business deals and growing the brand. Like, that's just not me. I'm low key. I keep it real. I keep it low key and old school. You know what I mean? And at this point, it's kind of my shtick. You might have realized I never said hit the like button. I never said subscribe or hit the bell. Those words have never left my mouth. And it just, I don't know. It became this kind of like my shtick, like I said, and then I kind of am rolling with it, and I embraced it. And now I feel like at this point I'm in some kind of like internal feedback loop of cognitive bias where it's like, yeah, I want to keep it real, and then I'll get comments or something that are like, yeah, Ben's just chill or whatever, and then I'm like, yeah, that's my thing. And now like I'm kind of scared to even if I were to do a sponsorship, because then it's like, well, then I don't have that keep it real thing going for me, because let's be honest, y'all, I ain't really much of a personality out here compared to a lot of other people on social media, YouTube, and other platforms and stuff. I'm not doing crazy mukbangs or anything. I'm just chilling really. So my whole idea is like, let's feed into that, the chill, and like keep it real OG, no sponsorships. Just how I liked it like, when I fell in love with YouTube, it was probably 2010. Watched it religiously ever since. Every single day, ever since. Met multiple hours, way too much. But I love YouTube just as a viewer. And I remember those days when, before all of the sponsorships and how it was. And so in my head now, I'm kind of like convincing myself, yeah, I'm keeping it real, keeping it. But maybe I'm just being a fool. I don't know. Probably a little bit of both. But I am a little bit scared. It's like maybe if I did something, would half of my audience be like, all right, now this guy's not cool? I don't think that would be the case because I have seen people say you should do sponsorships. And I do know that like it's honestly preferable to the YouTube ads these days. But see, I don't even know this. I've been using YouTube Premium for the longest, so I don't even get ads on when I watch YouTube. Do people who do sponsorships disable their ads, or do they um, keep the ads on the YouTube ads and do their own sponsorship on top of it, or does it just vary case by case? I don't even know. Haven't even looked into it. I'm just a noob when it comes to this stuff, you know? That's 18 down the hatch. I could go for 50 easily today, man. I remember I did 50 once, and they were very dry and cold and tough. These are fresh, hot, and I won't say juicy, but as close to that as possible. I could easily do 50. It is what it is. But the main reason why I think I've settled on this like kind of lifestyle of, only making 99.9% of my money from ad revenue on YouTube is that I'm just content. I make enough. I'm not a big spender on things. This year, I've been kind of going all out with these crazy vacations. Because I figure, yo-yo, you're only young once. I'm kind of old, I guess, but you know what I'm saying. Like, pretty soon I might be starting a family, getting married soon. So, get it out of the system, and then once I have that kid, I won't be taking these like crazy workations, But usually when I'm in Korea, when I'm chilling, I have a very just like low-key lifestyle. I don't really spend much money on things. The cost of living in Seoul, if compared to other major world cities, is insanely cheap, especially when it comes to stuff like rent. Some things can be expensive, but rent is not one of those things. Let me just say this. I have an apartment. I also have a studio. I'm renting. I have a two-bedroom apartment. It's small, but it's new. And I couldn't really ask for much more. And if it's in a good location in Seoul. If this was in a good location in any other big city, like New York City, a good location in New York City, like a good neighborhood I'm talking about, it might be 3, 4, 5, 6 times more expensive, literally, no joke. So that's working for me. The exchange rate is working for me these days. And I'm just chilling. I'm content. I have heard people say, or one person in particular say, being content is the worst thing in the world. You gotta, never be content. You always have to strive for more, blah, blah, blah. And that's just not me. Like I was saying earlier, like I don't have that like business minded, just grind set mindset. And I like being content. Because if you always have that mindset, will it ever go away? I don't get too like philosophical or preachy here because it's just the way I, live my life. But I wonder that about myself. Will it ever go away? Probably not. And then you'll never be content. You'll always be wanting more. So if I could magically win the lottery, or magically, if YouTube like doubled the CPM or whatever, would I be happy? Of course. But like I said, I'm just content, and I can buy the stuff I want to buy, which is not much. There's not that much stuff I want to buy. So yeah, I'm happy. It was good. I mean, I'm blessed. I'm lucky. I really am. It's crazy. 6 more left here. I'm not even close to hitting any type of wall. I'm actually more hungry than I was when I started. I say that sometimes, but it's true. Let's see. You might be wondering, will I do sponsorships in the future? That would be a valid question. And the answer to that is yes. Definitely open to it, especially, like I said, I'm getting married soon. If I start a family, that's different than just kind of like being young, without much responsibility. It's a whole different level of responsibility if I have a family to support. So in that case, it could change, and you might see, it depends. It depends how things are going. Raising kids not really cheap, I don't think so. It could turn into me doing the VPN sponsorships or whatever is the most popular thing these days, even if it's unrelated to my channel. So that's just a little warning for you. I also kind of have it as like this backup plan. It's always been in the back of my mind as a backup plan. Like, all right, if views just die, if my views die, then I'll start doing sponsorships. But it's a bad backup plan because if my views die, then the sponsorships I would get would be not paying as much because not as many views. So kind of a little conundrum there, but we'll just do whatever. I don't know. We'll see. Cross that bridge when we get there, you know what I mean? But yeah. That is basically why I have never done a sponsored video. And at least for, I don't know, the foreseeable future, which who knows what that means, it'll probably stick to the formula for the most part. I'm planning maybe one more workation and then just like legit settling down. Next year. So, yeah. Damn. And my record is 50 nugs, big nugs. And I was hurting so bad when I did those 50. I feel like if I got them fresh, I could break that record pretty easily. But I do have one more thing to talk about if you've made it this far. And I've been rambling for quite a while now, but and it's funny, it's a little bit ironic in a way. This might sound like a sponsorship or some kind of sponsored material. Yeah, I'm sponsoring myself, maybe. Not really. It's more of I'm just going to mention this. I'm just throwing it out there. My plan is to start a memberships thing on YouTube, all right? Do not join if you don't want to. If you have no desire, if you don't get the money, I'm not asking for people to join. I'm just saying it's going to be out there, and there are a couple perks, all right? And a couple things that I do want to talk about. One, I got these pizza badges. So like, I don't know if you know, excuse me, the way badges work on YouTube memberships. Basically, the longer you are in as a member, so you get an upgraded badge. And the way the stock badges that YouTube has are just these random colored stars that there's no rhyme or reason to these colors, so you don't really know. What I did is I got pizza badges. So like 1 slice, 2 slice, 3 slices, for like 3/8 of a pizza, half a pizza, 5/8 of a pizza, 3/4 of a pizza, 7/8 of a pizza, full pizza, and then this crazy colorful pizza, something like that. And it's like if you hit, I don't know the exact, but it's like if you remember for a month, then you get like your slice, and it goes by your name when you comment. And then if you continue the streak, you can get more slices, stuff like that. It really sounds like I'm trying to promote this, but I'm just trying to explain real quick. I have an emoji. I just took a quick screenshot of my crispy fries video because every single video, people just say, are these the world's crispiest nugs? I'll tell you what, these were some of the most crispy nugs from McDonald's I've ever had. I will say that, which is kind of funny, but not really. So I have my face from the crispy fries video as a little emoji. I don't know. I haven't tested this. I haven't run any secret tests, so I don't know if it's gonna work. But what I wanted to say is, if you have anything that you want to send, that you would like as an emoji, you get capped. I think I'm capped to like 4 or 5 right now. But if you get more members, you can have more emojis. I want you guys to send, if you want to, if you're a member or not, emoji to my like a little crop. You can like take a screenshot and crop something from a video, or like it doesn't even have to be that. It could be text or whatever, and then send it to that business email that I was talking about earlier. You can find out on the YouTube page, and maybe I will put your emoji as one of the optional emojis. I don't even know how to use them, but I'm sure you guys probably know better than me. So yeah, just to be transparent, YouTube does take like 30%, I believe. It's no more. Yeah, okay, it's 30%. 30% of that, like the money. So that's another reason why you might not want to join. And again, I'm not trying to get you to join. It's just being transparent. I think I said it about, it's different in every country, but about $5. And that's the only tier I have. But there's one more perk that I have for right now, sorry. And that is early access to videos. And you might be saying, whenever I see that, I'm like, do I really need early access? I don't. But I figure maybe some people might like it. I've been on a pretty strict filming and uploading schedule for a while now. And most of my videos, if you're in the US, they upload in the evening at some time. Or at night, depending on which coast you live in. The thing is, I'm always done with my video early, and then because Korean time, I'm in the future. Also, I'll be done with my video, and I'll just schedule the upload to upload the next day for me, like when I wake up. And sometimes when I'm traveling or whatever, I'll pre-load videos, pre-schedule them so they will be ready to go, and I don't have to worry about it when I'm like, traveling. So yeah, basically these early access videos that you'll have access to could be popping up in the morning instead of evening if you live in the US, or they could be popping up days in advance, depending on my filming schedule at the time. But they'll just be popping up randomly, earlier than everyone else could see them. I don't think it's that great of a perk, but it's up there. And these perks, there's a lot of things that you could choose from or whatever, but these are the ones that I picked for now. Basically pretty simple. I might change it later, subject to change for sure. Like I might tweak it, I might add a tier or change the money. I don't know, we'll see. Just give me feedback on that. And if no one signs up, that's cool, 100% fine. But hopefully my mom will sign up at least. But I think she has gotten used to my uploading schedule. She might not want those early access videos. It might mess with her whole routine. So maybe she might not even support me. But it's all good. Basically, yeah, that's the deal. I think it should be live when this video goes live. It might actually even be live before this video goes live because I want to do some testing with it. But it should be up if YouTube doesn't do me dirty and everything goes smooth and clean with it. Then it should be up. So yeah, that's a thing. And that's also why I don't do or have never done a sponsored video. And there you go, 30 nugs down the hatch. I'm skating out of here. That's about all I got to say. I talked quite a bit. Probably too much. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.